Alright guys, so with the update of Holberry Awaken, we are going to be updating the June 2025 PvE tier list, which is going to be mainly focusing on the world exploration as well as things like the Cake Tower, as well as Cookie Alliance and things like that, excluding the guild boss battle. So let's get into it. This is going to be a course based on my opinion as well as my experience, and if you guys have anything, please let me know down in the comments below as well, because I do look at them and I do adjust the tier list based on how many people actually comment on that particular topic. Alright, so let's get into it. And of course, we are going to be adding Holberry and Sugarfly into the tier list, and additional to that, we are actually going to be talking about the topping setting as well as like the biscuit recommendation I have for Holberry Awaken and other cookies that you guys might be asking questions about. First of all, it's going to be the stay away. Still, we are going to be having the same, except for the fact that raspberry is going to be added into a different tier list because of the magic candy slash rework that she did have. Alright, so stay the same for the rest of the stay away. C tier is also the same. We are looking for other magic candies that might be coming, but as of right now, they're going to be the same. B tier as well, they're pretty much the same as well. Hopefully something like, clotted cream and oysters can come up once probably their rework or their magic candy comes out for some of the super epics. Quickly going into the A tier, it's the same as well, from Pitaya all the way down to Snow Sugar with Licorice. And of course, once we do have the new update come out for the dragons, which was most likely going to be 2026, hopefully Pitaya does receive a rework, because reworks are definitely possible. We had Madeline receive reworks, we had now Raspberry receive a rework as well. So hopefully Pitaya does receive one as well with a buff to the kit. Alright, and then of course we still have the situational with Linzer all the way down to BTS. BTS honestly cannot be obtained anymore, just like how we have with someone like Sonic and Tail, but the rest of them are going to be more of flat buff here. We have healing reduction, we have the attack, we have purify, we have the zap effects as well as attack speed, and also the suspect debuff, which is going to be absolutely amazing for a lot of the early players, especially for you to clear out a lot of the bosses, especially inside of the Cake Tower. And then moving on to the S tier are going to be from golden cheese to cotton down to black raisin to sparkling as well. Alright, so I actually did bring down white lily now. Most of the regular ancients now are not really going to be a part to, in my opinion, the pace of the game. I know a lot of people are saying I'm undermining a lot of the other cookies because these, higher rarities are OP. But you guys also have to keep in mind that not all of the higher rarities are OP. Not all higher rarities are absolutely broken. There are definitely ones like Eternal Sugar, Shadow Milk, Burning Spice, Fire Spirit, and things like that that are absolutely OP inside of the game. However, not every single one of them. A good example is Sea Fairy. So just because they're high rarity doesn't simply make it OP, or I just talk about them inside of like the don't invest and invest. So I hope you guys understand and actually listen to what I have to say when I do talk about some of these cookies, because not every cookie is good, and not every cookie is good in every single situation. In the beginning, anything can be used, but later down the line, once you guys do get to the harder stages, you definitely want to have the good cookies, and that's the reason why I make videos like these, as well as the videos of stay away from the cookies that you don't want to invest in, as well as the cookie that you want to invest in at that particular time. Alright, next one is going to be SS tier, from Golden Cheese Awaken down to Nutmeg Tiger and Cream Puff to our Pavlova. So these particular cookies, especially the epics, are still in these SS tier because they are really good for what they actually do. So the tanks are really good at what they do. You have Donut, who debuffs the enemies, turn them into donuts. We have our burnt cheese, who protects and put that debuff immunity. Fettuccine is insane at tanking, has the invincibility, debuffs, and things like that. Financier, same thing as burnt cheese, the debuff immunity, shield, damages this buff, and stuff like that. We have Dark Choco with the crit buff, as well as debuff amplify and stuff like that. And then of course we have the other higher rarity cookies are going to be pretty good still. Of course not as good as the OP side, but they are going to be sufficient enough if you guys are focusing on them as of right now without the OP tier. These two definitely need their crystal gem if you want to, and I would say only Frost Queen is slightly worth it right now out of all of the crystal gem, just because of the fact that she needs to be used for Cake Tower as well. Rest of the cookies, supports especially, are going to be good because of their skills. But let's get into the main topic of it, and it's going to be the OP tier. So as of right now, we still have Eternal Sugar, we have Shadow Milk, we have Fire Spirit, we have Burning Spice, Mystic Flower, our Awakened Pure Vanilla, Awakened Dark Cacao, Wind Archer, Creme Brulee, Rebel, Pudding Island Mode, Twizzly, Black Lemonade, as well as our Cream Ferret and Star Coral. Someone asked why Black Lemonade as well as Twizzly Gummy. Twizzly Gummy actually received a buff with the Magic Candy as well, and comboed it up with someone like Black Lemonade with the Electrifying Rock Spirit buff. Then that's where like the combo comes in, and that's the reason why you want to use them together. Black Lemonade by herself is not that great, needs certain cookies like the ones that do crit damage as well as who does zap, and the rest of the cookies right now, even though some of them did fall off from the arena, like our Fire Spirit, like our Burning Spice, as well as Dark Cacao, Wind Archer, and things like that, they're still really good for the world exploration. A lot of these cookies, if you guys have them, especially the higher rarities over here, if they are in your team, they will absolutely carry you for a very long time, especially even if you don't have good toppings and biscuits and stuff like that. For a good majority of the gameplay, they'll be able to carry it, especially someone like Fire Spirit, especially someone like Eternal Sugar, especially someone like Burning Spice right now. Shadow Milk is good, but I would say for PvE, not as good as these three in my opinion, as well as the Wind Archer. Alright, next one is going to be our, Hollyberry Awaken. Hollyberry Awaken, of course, is going to be added into OP tier for me because of the fact that she is going to be an absolute insane tank for you guys. Not only is she going to be able to tank and keep other cookies alive, she does decent amount of damage as well, which is going to be really good. She's a very powerful tank that is going to prevent your cookies from actually getting one-shotted in a lot of situations where some of those cookies actually might get one-shotted. So if you do have Hollyberry Awaken and you want to use Hollyberry Awaken as your main tank, then absolutely great to do so. Next one is going to be our Sugarfly. Sugarfly is honestly, in my opinion, SS or S tier. Very simple skill, has the crit percentage as well as crit damage buff, and the Dream Effect. The Dream Effect is mainly for that beast raid. So in my opinion, I would say somewhere around S tier would be pretty good for our Sugarfly. Very straightforward and to the point, and very easy to use as well, and a good fast cooldown as well for you guys if you guys are deciding to use Sugarfly as your secondary or main healer as of right now for your team. If you don't have any of the good cookies, not a bad idea. Next one is going to be Raspberry with the Magic Candy / rework. I would say Raspberry somewhere around the S to A tier for the PvE. Honestly speaking, not the greatest either. Can be used for certain situations, but in my opinion, even in the with the rework / Magic Candy, not the best. There are good debuffs like the healing reduction, attack as well as defense reduction, a lot of decent amount of damage as well, but in my opinion, as somebody who's targeting a single target as well as who is going to be in the front as a charge cookie, she doesn't really provide too much to the team unless she is used with someone like Hollyberry, and even then she honestly needs a lot of work to be done in order to actually utilize her properly. So I would say either S tier or A tier. I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, but that is pretty much what we have for the tier list as of right now for June 2025 for the PvE section, guys. And let me get into the game real quick and show you guys the topping setting for someone like Hollyberry Awaken and some of the other cookies that we have right now for these top high rarities. Alright guys, so we are inside of the game and let's talk about Hollyberry Awaken first. There are a couple different builds that you guys can go with, but I would say in my opinion, if you guys are able to, then going with something like a full healthy peanut build is not a bad option for Hollyberry. If you guys need to, then you guys can go with a mixture build of peanut / almond. Some other people are going with like a mixture build of damage resist, cooldown, and some HP as well. And then of course with the biscuit you add some extra HP, damage resist, or sometimes people are going with the full cooldown as well. In my opinion, full cooldown is more for the people who are like super min-maxing with every single build inside of the arena. But in most of the generic like PvE cases, full peanut to amplify the damage as well as make her tankier is going to be great. That's going to give you guys a ton of HP. Of course, just keep in mind mine is at a full ascension because I had Hollyberry since the beginning of her release. At the time I was maxing everything out, kind of crazy. And yeah, we have focusing on the damages of course, and then HP and some cooldown. Some people are going up to like upwards of 30% to mid-max during the arena, or something like, you know, a bit of extra cooldown like 15% is okay as well. But mainly focusing on the HP, damage resist, or cooldown for the biscuit is going to be the thing for Hollyberry as well. So main substat is damage resist of course, and then some extra cooldown and HP are going to be the main focus for Hollyberry Awaken, because her skill is mainly based on that max HP, as well as she just wants to survive as well as a tank up in the front, taking the damage for the team. And then quickly going over for Pure Vanilla. Pure Vanilla, I am still using that same build of Almond with Peanut, and then of course we do have some extra damage resist cooldown for Pure Vanilla as well for the biscuit. And then we have Dark Cacao Awaken as well. You want to use a full cooldown. Right now I have the toppings all taken out because of the fact that I don't use Dark Cacao Awaken too much anymore, but we do have damage resist bypass as well as some cooldown and dark damage as well. For the biscuit we have Golden Cheese with raspberry and damage resist bypass. And then we have Eternal Sugar. Eternal Sugar is using right now for me in most of the PvE section. Sometimes poison damage with cooldown, all three of them, or we have damage resist bypass, a full damage resist bypass for the arena, and then a full on raspberry is usually what I use. We have Shadow Milk with a mixture build as well, with either a full raspberry or a full swift chocolate, and then of course damage resist bypass. And then we have Burning Spice. Right now Burning Spice is being used a lot less too, but full raspberry is usually what you want to use, with either some fire damage or some you know, damage resist bypass for arena if you guys do decide. Mystic Flower is going to be most of the time full cooldown as well, focusing on damage resist and cooldown, and then full cooldown for your biscuit. And then for Wind Archer 2, for most of the cases, full raspberry for the PvE, and most of the time attack speed is going to be good for your biscuit. We have Fire Spirit as well. Fire Spirit is using for me a mixture build, but for your world exploration you can go with a full on raspberry if you would like. I have cooldown and attack as well as the biscuit. We have damage resist bypass with cooldown, or you guys can just go simply with all fire damage as well. And then of course there's a lot more cookies, but I am going to be simply going over those as of right now. So hopefully you guys found the video helpful. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any specific questions as well. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. But thanks for watching guys, and I will see you guys all in the next video, updating the PvP tier list as well as some arena videos for Hollyberry Awaken as well, coming very soon.